I was hoping I'd have, stuff to talk about like books, but not actually as of this moment. Because I got cable, which is a sad, sad thing from someone like me to do. Oh. Hi, Margie. She's just gonna chill back there. It came with the apartment and then I upgraded so I could have internet because I have internet now. So I have cable and I just need to fangirl for a bit. When you get to my age, I don't know, you don't have as many options, like opportunities to fangirl. It's like something I think you're supposed to grow out of, but I haven't. And I mean, if you wanted to get me started talking on like Tom Hiddleston, aka Loki, I could probably go on for a while, but he's my age. And he's a very, very smart, intelligent man as well as talented and quite pretty. But I don't know if it's because I write young adult or I work with teenagers or what, but I have always liked teen shows and teen movies. I really liked Easy A. I actually really enjoyed this movie called The First Time. I thought it was pretty good, and that brings me to what I'm going to talk about now. I've been watching, every summer for the last 2 years, I've been watching Teen Wolf on MTV. Not to be confused at all with the 1980s Michael J. Fox film of the same name. It's very different. I mean, there's werewolves, but yeah. So, I'm blathering on about that. The show is in its third season. In fact, the finale for the first part of the third season, because they're extending it, it's no longer just 12 episodes, it's going to be like 22, 24, like a regular American season. Anyway, the finale for this part of the third season, the third season is like in 2 days, on Monday. And there's an episode leaked, and people have already talked about it and stuff. And there's a lot of fun things about the show. It's a little ridiculous. It has a strange effect where I watch the show and I'm interested, but I often can't remember what happened week to week. I don't think I've ever experienced that with a show I've liked before, and I can't explain it. Like, I can't really tell you about a lot of things that happened in the first season. I know I've watched all the episodes. Second season, I remember a little bit more, but not a lot. And third season, I think I've been paying a bit more attention to, or it's stuck in my mind better. But even then, it just kind of blurs, and I think it's because the timeline in it is very quick. I have no idea how many days have gone by in these kids' lives. If you don't know the show, it's about a kid who gets bitten by a werewolf, and he and his best friend, and just how that affects their lives, and it's sort of built to more intense and bigger villains and supernatural elements. They take a lot of mythologies. Right now, there's a mythology this season that kind of deals with the Nemeton, I believe, is Celtic, like druids and stuff. So it's not just like werewolves and things like that, it's druids, and so sort of like the Irish Celtic Gaelic kind of history. I want to say, I really only watched the show for one reason. The character of Stiles. And if you watch this show, you understand why. Stiles, played by Dylan O'Brien, who was in the movie The First Time, which is probably why I watched it, is a hilarious character. He is one of the only humans on the show. He's a very smart, sort of ADD boy, and he's the best friend of our main character, who is a werewolf. And I mean, that's when I first watched the show, I was just immediately drawn to him. And I realized in a lot of ways, he's a bit like Xander from Buffy, except he's actually smart. And no offense to Xander, he wasn't exactly the best student. Or Seth Cohen from the OC, although I didn't watch a whole lot of that. But sort of the side character who's incredibly witty. But not only just that, Stiles is also very physically funny. Like, he kind of contorts himself and sort of does this sort of like, you'd have to watch it. I'm fangirling because I just love his character. He's incredibly endearing. He's a smart guy. He's so loyal. And he's cute. I mean, let's be honest, this is on MTV. Nobody's ugly on those shows. And he's a great character. Now, some of the other characters I like and are pretty and whatever, but for some reason Stiles is just, I don't know, I think he's that kind of guy that you really, really wish all the slightly intelligent, nerdy guys were as cute as him in high school. And he's loved this girl since third grade, Lydia, who is, well, it started out as like the Ice Queen popular girl at the beginning of the seasons and has slowly morphed into something else. And their relationship that's become sort of, crush and crushee has become something more, well, it has gained a lot of depth, and he's grown up, she's grown up, and they're seeing each other differently. And if you pay any attention to Tumblr and other Teen Wolf fandoms, they something happened last week that really intensified. And there's all these theories about what it actually means, and that they're not actually going to ever delve into a romantic relationship because that's stupid or that doesn't work, and how could they do that? And I just kind of wanted to say what I thought. Here's my theory about the Stydia kiss. And yeah, I'm going to use that term because, those who are in the fandom will understand. I just want to get this out. And I'm not claiming to be I've not rewatched all the episodes and, looked at every eye flicker and gesticulation to, back this up. But just from my understanding of story and my own heart, I've been watching for Lydia Stiles moments since the beginning because that is what made me watch the show, especially Stiles, but their relationship. What I think, and this is all spoilers, so, if you don't care, last week when they kissed, it was out of a necessity, and he was having a panic attack and stuff like that. People argue that he was calming down. She didn't have to kiss him. That's true. She could have just said, hold your breath, or put her hand over his mouth or something, but she kissed him because I think she cares. She does care about him. Now, how could you not, after all he's done and what she's seen of him, whatever that means. And I think that they had a moment where he realizes that perhaps she's feeling something, and she realizes that she's feeling something, because you've never seen Lydia lose her cool after kissing a guy. This is the first time in dealing with a guy in any sort of romantic situation where she has been off her game. And I kind of have a general idea of what happens in the finale because I don't care about spoilers. It's not whatever. Sorry, my dog is now very interested in me. Margie, you're going to ruin the continuity. I think she's not ready yet. I think she has, it's clicked on. Oh my gosh, there's something about this guy that I think I'm actually feeling. He covers her when the glass breaks in the beginning of the season, the windows, and she covers and goes to him when the flare blows up at the Motel California episode right after that really heartbreakingly really good scene. But she's not ready, I think if I was writing this, they would have that moment, but it would be delayed gratification. Either it's the second part of the third season or season 4, when things really happen. And that's what makes it such a good relationship. Scott and Allison are, they've got that star-crossed lovers, and they had immediate chemistry, and it was so adorable and sweet and, heated and all that kind of stuff in season 1 and 2. And that was great. But the building of trust and friendship and stuff between Stiles and Lydia is so much more beautiful to me personally, because I'm not an instant love person as a rule. So I think that it is going to be a romantic relationship. It's just not going to be a romantic relationship right now. Can you wait, Margie? That's what I think. I think it's not going to happen now. I don't think they're just friends. I don't think the writer would have planted his crush on her in the first episode, in the second scene that we have of him after the whole thing in the woods, if that wasn't the plan. There are just rules about story. He can break them. Jeff Davis can break them. Anyone can break them. But at the same time, you would not put that there without any sort of fruition. I think Stiles needs to know that he is deserving of that kind of attention. And I think he's getting to that point where he sees himself in a better light, not just a, lapdog, puppy love sort of, begging for a treat kind of thing. No offense on the dog stuff. I think he needs to get there as well, and I think he's coming to that place, and Lydia needs to realize that he's well worth it. Oh my gosh, I've talked about this for so much, but you get involved in the character's life. Do you really need to go outside right now? Teen Wolf, it's fun. You can get it on Netflix, first 2 seasons, third season's on MTV.com right now. Finale's on Monday. If you like this video or you care at all, you like Teen Wolf or anything else, you know, like my video, leave a comment, especially if you disagree with me, but do it nicely because I'm not trying to like step on any haters or, you know, anger people. Some of the theories I saw in there, I just didn't think were well founded. But again, I wouldn't call myself an avid fan. It's just every summer I tend to get a little involved. So that's it for me and Margie, who really wants to go outside right now. What I wouldn't give for a house with a yard. I could just open the door and let her go. If I did that, I would never see her again. Yeah, you ditch me. We'll talk books maybe next time. Maybe I'll talk some characters. I had someone who asked about Gil. We could fangirl about Gil. And if you don't know, Gil's my character. I wrote him. He came out of his brain. It's amazing what goes on up here.